This is Seemorerocks reporting from down under. I just have a sneaking suspicion that this might be one of the last videos that I do, because it's all getting on top of me, the censorship, what's happening in my own mind and my own health, and just the complexities of things. When I first started my blog 9 years and 1 month ago, it was a relatively simple matter, and so this was my first item, and I did reflections on peak oil, climate change, and resource depletion. And basically, none of those issues have gone away in the slightest, and we've got lots more, and we're all at each other's throats, and that's the terrible thing. When I did this, I had my little tribe, and we were all working together, and I was trying to use my blog to kind of further the message and to give, essentially over the most of that time, to try and give all the evidence for abrupt climate change, and all of that is still there, and the issues haven't gone away, except whereas it was quite simple back then, and I was even referring to Bill McKibben of 350.org. Now I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't, so yeah, so we're all together, and I started to realize just how much fraud there is. First of all, the fraud over climate change, the flawed models, and the actual evidence was showing that things are much, much worse than they seem to be, and that the whole story that we're told, a very kind of limited thing, sort of alternating kind of, oh, it's all right, it's going to happen in the next 50 or 100 years, to sort of panic on some levels. All of this is driven by an agenda which has been clearly shown by the work of Corey Morningstar, and by this latest documentary produced by Michael Moore that's getting such kickback. So anyway, and then, yeah, Obama was president then, and we could all criticize him. But then came the 2016 election, and the election of Donald Trump, and we all started to, the united opposition or united movement started to sort of fracture into different factions, and it's been like that ever since. And I haven't broken up, but I've had, I have in a couple of cases, but in the most significant cases I haven't. I've had people leave me, and of course the greatest, the greatest pain for me is actually the breakup with Guy McPherson, which has nothing to do with what anything that I did, unless you consider that I just didn't I wasn't close enough to the tribe and the agenda, and I started to look at things a little bit more independently. And then we come to the coronavirus pandemic, and it's just getting really, really confusing. So I just have one more project in mind, which is to put some things together, try and get my thoughts together about all of this and what's happening, because the information is so contradictory. So I'm going to be taking my time with that and just putting something together and just hope that I can get it through the increasing, the censorship that's increasing with every single day, because there are certain things that just not allowed to talk about. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'm not just going through a lockdown, I'm just going through really major changes in my life. And I just need to pull back a wee bit. So I think that's what I'm trying to say. And you might, if I get it together for this sort of other project, then you'll hear that. And then apart from that, I think I'm just pulling back from a little bit of this. I just finding I can't really do it anymore. And I'm really grateful to those friends that have stood by me through all of this, and still have an element of rationality while not being kind of captive to that sort of mind. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. Seemorerocks from down under.